Pit wall built, compromised slightly.
Right now we're going to ground because it's early season. We want, you know, observations on everything, and it's super easy to do. But midwinter, when there's 320 centimeters and I have a surface hour down 45 I'm concerned about, I'm only digging down, you know, that just the top meter, right? Not always going to the ground, but today we will. But yeah, you are often digging and like targeting something, you know? You're going and looking for information on a specific interface, usually. So I'd go 11:28 or 11:30. I'd say cherry tops. It's about 2200 east. Great. And then, you know, to do this like very thoroughly, you write your weather, you write your sky, your wind, preset rate, foot pen, all this kind of stuff. But the nuts and bolts of it, if I'm just grabbing some info on the fly, I'm not necessarily going to write all that down. I have it in my book anyway. So then record layers and layer depths, yeah? Yeah. So there's maybe something here, but this is all very soft. I don't think there's going to be much happening. Don't see a storm shear in between the crust and the summit, or the top. Nothing's really jumping out. I'm not going to call a layer there. I'm just going to call this a few centis of weak above that little crust. So for depth, does anyone have a ruler?
I do.
If you have a ruler, that's great. You can get very accurate if you have the time. If you're just cruising like this, I know this blade is exactly 32 centimeters from the handle to the tip. So this is what I use because I'm doing it fast. Like people are waiting, and you know. So if it was me, I'd go from here. I'd go, okay, there's 30 plus another 15. So that's 45, down 45. You know what I mean? Does it matter if I'm 3 centimeters off? No, it's going to be different. It's going to be different right there.
Where do you start your graph?
So I start recording. So on the left-hand column,
yep,
I'd put the snow height like that from the starting at the surface. So
0.
I put 0 there, and then I'd skip a line, like skip a row.
Yep.
And on the next cell there, down 2, I'd put my first layer that I'm calling. So say 45.
Okay.
Right? You can flip it out. Great. Let's see how accurate I was with my saw. Oh, it's a little deeper. 51, 52. So I'm going to make that 51. Then that little crust, we got little crust is just below that.
Is that pushed out all the way?
Oh,
yeah, I think you have one missing. Or you're not
no, I do.
I just bottom.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah.
hang on. I fucked that up.
Sorry, yeah, I was like.
It was 45.
Oh,
I was right. Okay, how did I fuck that up? I was wondering. Okay, thank you.
I was like.
Thank you. It was 45. And then we got our little. Where did I take that? Here. 45, little crust. Say at 49. So we got 0 to 45. It's the first layer. Then skip a row for 49. And then how thick is this little crust? Generally you do everything with a gloved hand, but sometimes with these little guys it's nice just to tease it out.
Nice.
Right? So this is pretty thin. How thick would you call that?
Yeah, half a cm.
Yeah, it's less than a centimeter, right? Like there's centimeters there. Yeah, it's probably 4 mil. So I wouldn't, in this case, if it's less than a centimeter thick, I wouldn't skip a row and give it its own thing. I would just write on that same row where it says 49. I put 4 mil crust. The actual technical way we write it is IF or IFCR. It's an ice form crust. We write 4 mil crust, and then we know what date that we have a date for that crust. It's November 16th. Oh. So I'm going to write that there.
So you just write that on the same row as 49.
On the same row as 49 because it's so thin. If the crust was, a centimeter or more thick, I would skip and I'd write, 52, and then in the gap row, I'd write 3 centimeter crust.
In November what?
But it's so thin.
16th.
16th. So like that. Then we come down, and then we got this shit sandwich down here, like big shitty facets or something. So we're down 70 to the top of that, 77 to the bottom. So next interface. 70 to 77, yeah. And then we're going down toward the ground. There's another crust down here. Okay. And again, doing this on the sidewall would be the better way to do it. And then we got our ground at whatever we called it.
The 113 or whatever.
Yeah, it's variable. It's a little deeper right here actually. 120. But
And is that the October snow?
yeah. So let's just say 115. 115 is ground.
Oh, I thought you said what's today.
Often you're working in pairs, right? I'm not out.
Luis, can I take a look after?
There's some good ones. Those ones right
We
there.
both thought the same thing.
It's all like,
So
I
you
feel
just
like I'm
put this.
strobing on the starship.
Yeah, just like over that. You can kind of see how squared up they're getting.
Whoa. Yeah, so they're not round at all.
Yeah, I think they call it faceting. Like
Yeah.
they're on their way to being facets, but I think
Yeah.
they're damn near facets.
Scientist.
Get back in there looking.
Yeah, that's super cool. And then you can totally tell like how big they are too, like on the millimeters.
Yeah, that's what
That's
these are.
3 mil.
I think that's 3 mil and then 1 mil.
Yeah.
I got 2
Sick.
different ones.
Find it
I
in?
have a magnifier.
Okay.
Like take them.
Go like this.
Oh, whoa.
And these aren't mine
Right.
either. These
Yep.
See that?
Yep.
And
You
then
say this is more. Is this like
Right.
more?
Yep.
kind of thing.
What's that?
Whoa.
Angle is?
Yeah, so the triangle kind of make a little cheese wedge.
Yeah.
I think ours is.
Yeah, a little cheese wedge, and then you can just carefully tease it out. And that's pretty faceted stuff in there. See how angular those crystals are?
Little guy too.
Oh yeah, that's not mine. I'm not sure. I think it might be.
So the angular is telling you that
Yeah.
they're more like the ball bearings.
What?
Kinda?
Is this
Like-
early?
Yeah, they're
That's not
weak.
mine.
They're not. It's not a strong situation.
Maybe.
I go like one.
Is that Lucy's? Is that yours?
Yours, is it?
No, I think it was.
Is this somebody? Oh, this. I know the length of my blade
Steel.
is 32,
Steel, baby.
so I can go like. You can go like this. Actually, no, never mind. That's later. Now I'm just cutting out a chimney, so this doesn't have to be exact.
How sick.
I'm just going like this. And then I'm getting rid of this chimney.
Okay, so you can get data here too, guys. There's a shovel shear test or a burp test
burp
you can
test
do
it.
here.
The little burp test we call it is good for teasing out layers in that super soft upper snow. Like if we try to do compression, this would just mash, right? You wouldn't see anything. But maybe there's a little layer of stellars or surface ore in here. So if you just kind of burp it from underneath, sometimes something will.
There you go. There's a little bit of a shear there, storm
Right, a
shear.
little bit of a
right?
shear there, like barely.
Pretty broken.
There you go.
So there's a couple different crystal types on there, perhaps, you know.
Probably
So
where,
that's
like, the density
the
of
one
it.
little thing you can do instead of just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Burp it first. So we get this cleaned out. How deep on a compression test? Max depth.
About a meter?
Yeah, meter, 120 tops.
Yeah.
Yeah, 120 is starting to get pretty wobbly.
What do you do if you want to test a layer that's deeper than that?
That'd be extended, yeah? Or no?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
It's
Is
called
that?
a deep pack test,
Oh yeah.
where you remove the snow to 30 centimeters above the weak layer that
15.
15?
15.
Okay, 15 above the layer that you're trying.
30 centimeters wide. I know the width of my blade's 32, so I can even like finger gauge it like this. Give myself a little guide. Go like this. Make a V. Hook it at the bottom. Ooh.
It
Ooh.
all comes out
Out comes the V. Sometimes I'll use my shovel handle to clean that out. Careful not to disturb the column, but you can just kind of get that real good because you want to be able to, you want to know you're cutting the back properly. So we go back 30, in, down plumb. I can see it back there. Right. There it is.
Leave it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Leave the saw in place. Sometimes it'll shear at the saw and then you disregard that result. And then
Why do you leave the saw in place?
because it'll often shear at the saw. It's just the end of the cut. So you want to know, oh, it broke there because that was the end of the cut.
You don't want to disturb the result.
Right. And careful, if you're really in a rush, you can fill your hole in and take off and leave your saw in the snow. I can think of 3 of my saws that are in
Every
the
guy has a saw in the pit.
Yeah.
So the loading steps, y'all remember, get this on here, make sure your shovel blade isn't going past your back cut. It's easy, moderate, hard, 10 of each, right? Yeah, so 10 from the wrist, you're not putting like a ton of muscle in it, but 1, 2, 3, 4,
Watching that column.
7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. A little bit of a squish happening here, okay? But not much, eh? That's right. 10 and then moderate.
Be careful the tip of your shovel isn't on the other side of your column there, catching in the back.
And you're just letting it fall, right? You're not.
Yeah, moderate from the elbow. You're you're pretty much letting it fall.
You know, Marheist usually gets easier results.
Yeah,
but he's got bigger hands.
So from the elbow, 2, 3. Is that something?
Almost looked like something, but I don't know.
I don't know. 4, 5, 6, 8.
Yep.
No, I don't see
So there was something here, right here,
Oh,
right there.
Yeah.
See that?
yeah.
There was something there. Moderate 8. Down. On my saw out.
It's about 30 years.
You want another
A
saw?
little more. But what would you call the fracture character on that?
Kind of like
Chop
shear.
Like there is a shear there, but would you? So the fracture characters are sudden collapse, sudden planar, resistant planar. Progressive compression is like what that top one is. This
Planar.
resistant planar. I would agree.
I would agree too.
I would agree. I would say that was it.
Because it didn't
Resistant
just
planar.
cash register
Well, it
out.
won't always cash it or something. It's just not super clean. You like
Yeah.
when you get that failure, you can kind of tug on the
Yeah,
block.
and when
a
I'm
little bit
doing
and
this,
see,
it's
you know?
it just see it's like doesn't really
Resistant.
doesn't
Doesn't
really
wanna
want to
go.
go.
Yeah.
So we talked this morning about digging on a, getting your test results on does it have to be on a slope or not? It doesn't. You can still get fracture character on low angle, but you might have to, do this, right?
Yeah.
Does it just want to, come to Papa, or no? It doesn't really. So I'd call that resistant planar. That was a moderate 8. That was 18, right?
Yep.
The 8th moderate. So CTM 18, RP down, whatever that is. 18.
And that's how we communicate it to other people. I got a CT, whatever the thing, the number, the character down however much.
So there's 20. So that's that. And keep your loading stress the same throughout. Like the 20th hit of moderate should be the same as the number 11.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see people, they're like,
Yeah, that fails, right? You guys saw that?
yeah.
21.
And,
CT1.
Yeah, so that was CTH 21. That was just the first hit of hard. So finished us hard 21. And we give it the fracture character.
Resistant or sudden collapse?
Sudden collapse? Still pretty resistant.
Can't really tell.
Kind of used.
That's kind of like talking about the energy
It's
that
almost
comes
like a-
out with
Yeah.
in a way to.
Over the ridge there, just jump in the track if you need to.
You got some more tang. Oh, late pop. You got an engineer on the lip right now. You can't stop this thing. Give it a little lift. Engineer on the lip, it's good to go. How are the physics on that, Nils?
Oh yeah.
What's your angle? Oh yeah, you
Have you gutted out a tiny more?
It's a little more gut, but yeah, that thing's got some. Give that thing a
Hey,
now. Oh yeah,
there's the late pop.
Maybe one on the back.
way out.
That's fun.
You got that.
Yo, you got this.
All right, jumping.
You got this, George. Oh yeah, here we go. I got a lot of no's right here. Okay. I think it's fucking full Chuck Norris here.
Make sure you stay with this track, don't go lower, because there ain't no cat road down
Nichols
there.
back 5 island hit, is it go or no?
We are 15 now, thank you. Austin joined us for 15.
I'm gonna follow you.
What? Yeah.
Lucy, you want to be buddies?
That
Go
move.
find him, he's at the end of his track.
He goes.
Oh, jibbing.
Wet rat.
Does he need a buddy?
Lonely.
Buddy?
Yeah.
But whatever, let's try.
Let me get some video of you.
Buddy?
He's got the O face.
Oh! Wow!
Give me Craven!
Ah!
Gotta get the camera guys on video every once in a while, you know?
Oh, no, I put him up. Oh, you did? Uh-huh. Whoa! Look at that! Woohoo! Oh! That is crazy.
Look, and now it's got the rainbow around us, eh?
Woo! Look at that. That sounds like the moon.
With the moon.
Oh. Yeah.
Smiling on you guys.
Woo!
Hey, they fucking love you guys.
No.
Oh.
So
Yes, sir. So that was sick.
You pass me and I grab onto it. Oh my god.
That's so sick.
That was so fun.
Oh my gosh.
Go for it.
Yeah, don't go too hard, right?
Ready?
Watch out for machines.
Alright. Let's go right side. Right side. It's POW! And there's a tree window. Whoa! And we found the industrial plant. This is the laboratory. Powder! And window. Woo-hoo. Ah, that was amazing. That was good. Home sweet home. Later, losers. Wow. That is so freaking insane.
That was a fun day.
Yeah. And look at our chalet. Dude, this view. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?